राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदनन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन यशोदनन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन यमुनतीरावनचारि यमुनतीरावनचारि जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदनन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन यशोदनन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन यमुनतीरावनचारि यमुनतीरावनचारि राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदनन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन यशोदनन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन यमुनतीरावनचारि जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे राधा श्याम सुंदर राधा श्याम सुंदर राधे जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा तथा गो प्रमानंदे हरि हरि गो एवं विष्णुपाद प्रमहंस गुरुराज का जरा स्तोत्र सतस्व श्रीमती जुगंगे जैसे भक्त वेदांत स्वामी प्रभुपाद की जय एवं विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राज का जरा स्तोत्र सतस्व श्रीमती जुगंगे श्रील भक्त सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर गोस्वामी प्रभुपाद की जय अनंत गुण वैष्णव की जय नमाचार्य हरिदास ठाकुर की जय प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त की जय श्री राधा कृष्ण गौ गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जय ब्रजभूमि श्री वृंदावन धाम की जय नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की जय श्री क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय गंगमय यमुनामयी की जय भक्ति देवी तुलसी महारानी की जय समवेत भक्त वृंद की जय हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय ताय गो प्रमानंदे हरि हरि all glories to the assembly devotees Hare Krishna all glories to the assembly devotees Hare Krishna all glories to the assembly devotees Hare Krishna all glories all glories Shri Guru and Gauranga Gopad की जय Vishnu Padaya Krishna Vishkaya Bhutare Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namaste Saraswati Gauravani Prachar and Nirvisesh Sunnavad Panchansa Destana. Reading from Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2. Candidates of Gita summarize verse number 21 and 22 today. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayan Namaskritanam Chevandarottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jamudirayat Nasta Prayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Sloke Bhakti Irvati Naishtiki Hari Om Tatsat. Verse number 21 from chapter 2. Veda Vinasinam Nityam Yayenam Ajamavyayam Katam Sa Purusha Partha Kam Gatayati Hantikam Veda Avinasinam Nityam Yayenam Ajamavyayam Katam Sa Purusha Partha Kam Gatayati Hantikam Veda Vinasinam Nityam Yayenam Ajamavyayam Katam Sa Purusha Partha Kam Gatayati Hantikam. Veda knows Avinasinam, indestructible, Nityam, always existing. Ya, one who, Enam, this soul, Ajam, unborn, Avyayam, immutable, Katam, how, Sa, that, Purusha, person, Partha, O Partha, Arjuna, come, whom, Gatayati, causes to heart, Anti, kills, come, whom. Translation by Jivanjay Jayasi Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. O Partha, how can a person who knows that the soul is indestructible, eternal, unborn, and immutable kill anyone or cause anyone to kill? Repeat. O Partha, how can a person who knows that the soul is indestructible, eternal, unborn, and immutable kill anyone or cause anyone to kill? Next verse number 22. Also another famous verse. Vasamsi jirnani yada vihaya navani grunnati naroparani tata sarirani vihaya jirnani anyani samyati navani dehi. Vasamsi jirnani yata vihaya navani grunnati naroparani tata sarirani vihaya jirnani anyani samyati navani dehi. Vasamsi jirnani yata vihaya navani grunnati naroparani tata sarirani vihaya jirnani anyani samyati navani dehi. Vasamsi, garments, jirnani, old and worn out, yata, just as, vihaya, giving up, navani, the new garments, granati, does accept, nara, a man, aparani, others, tata, in the same way, sarirani, bodies, vihaya, giving up, jirnani, old and useless, anyani, different, samyati, verily accepts, navani, new sets, dehi, the embodied. Translation by Sri Prabhupada. As a person puts on new garments, giving up old ones, the soul similarly accepts new material bodies, giving up the old and useless ones. Repeat. As a person puts on new garments, giving up old ones, the soul similarly accepts new material bodies, giving up the old and useless ones. Try to understand this verse. ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं देवतारिणम् परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्येश्वरं वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्येव पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। श्री चैतन्य मनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वापदान्तिकम्। रूप गोस्वामी प्रभुपाद की जय, प्रभुपाद की जय, गौर भक्तों की जय। So, here today Bhagavad Gita chapter 2, Contents of Gita summarized, verse number 21 and 22. So interesting verse Lord Krishna is speaking here. So previously, once Arjuna surrendered to Lord Krishna started explaining about this whole thing is Sankhya Yoga, this first section. There are 5 sections in this chapter. The first section is Arjuna's further doubts, as in the first chapter there were doubts expressed. I don't want to fight because there is a compassion. I don't want to fight because there is no enjoyment. If I kill whom I'm going to enjoy. I don't want to fight because of destruction of dynasty. I don't want to fight because of sinful activity I'm going to incur. If I kill, I don't want to fight because there will be unwanted population. They will not perform the religious activities. So in this way, he gives so many reasons. And finally, he couldn't decide what to do, whether to fight or renounce, go back to forest. Then he surrendered to spiritual master in 2.7. Understanding he was able to detect his own problem, karpanya dosha upata swabhava, his weakness in the heart. Then he could understand that I can't decide my own. I need a guide, especially Lord Krishna. Until that point, Lord Krishna didn't speak much. He spoke in chapter 2 only. Chapter 1, no instructions whatsoever, because Arjuna hasn't surrendered. Chapter 2 beginning also, Krishna is only just inducing him to further go inside heart and search the soul. Exactly what his duty is. To induce him to remind him of his family dynasty coming from his father, O Kaunteya, O Bharata, from both sides, from Mother Kunti's side, father's side. Then Arjuna understood that I can't decide anything now, so I have to surrender. Then Lord Krishna started speaking various verses from all the way from 11, so important verses. Basically, Krishna is speaking about the learned and Pandit. We discussed a few classes. Then he's talking about the sober, dhira. One must be sober, one must be intelligent, one must make smart decisions, creative thinking. And then he's talked about change of body, change of any time we have change, then we have to tolerate. Tolerating is very, very important. Otherwise, you can't progress much. More suffering, more lamentation, more depression if you can't tolerate. So on the body and soul is giving difference, but at the same time is telling how one should conduct himself. So then he went from body, and then gradually as body is changing from boyhood to youthhood to old age disease, that's how he starts. The learned man, you will not suffer because anyway, you can't stop that change. That change will go on. Then you have to tolerate because change will go on anyway. So then further he says now he is coming to the consciousness. Then the soul. Then he is speaking about the soul in this particular verse. Last verse also is speaking. But he is speaking in the last verse. Na jayate mrite va na kadachit nayam bhutva bhavita va na bhuya. Everybody, whoever is na jayate mrite va. There is no birth, there is no death, there is no birth, death, basically for the soul. Soul is always eternally there. It is the body which is changing. So now in this verse, another example, these 2 verses. First is talking about, it doesn't mean that so soul is eternal. Soul cannot be killed. Doesn't mean that you kill anybody and everybody, and you make do violence on your own. You take violence into your own hands and commit violence, which is not allowed in the Shastra. That's what Krishna is speaking here. Veda means one should know. Avinasinam Vidyam. So Nityam, Avinasam Nityam. Indestructible, Nityam, so eternal, unborn. The soul is unborn, soul is eternal, soul is indestructible. At the same time, but one should not commit the violence. But who will commit the violence on the based on the Shastra, Sadhu, Guru, based on that, just like the Prabhupada gives example, the High Court judge, the Superintendent of Police, they make the decisions, or the doctor, the surgical operation. When he has patient has a serious problem, he may operate. It is to cure the disease, to remove the unwanted things from his heart or from his legs, from his lungs, from wherever, whatever part has a issue, that's what he's going to operate on. Same way when the soldiers are on the battlefield, they can use the gun, they can use whatever bombs, whatever. They have been given the license to commit that violence. Same way here, basically, what Krishna is telling, I am giving you the permission. On my order, you fight. Then there is no, you are not getting actually implicated. It is not a simple activity. Whatever Krishna instructs, whatever Guru instructs, what Sadhu instructs, Shastra instructs, then there is no implication. Minute we violate any of these three things, then there is a simple activity. Like the same police, same soldiers come out and do for their own. They will kill somebody. They will use the guns. They will use the knife. Then they will be implicated. They will be punished. They will be put in jail. So that's what Krishna is telling here. Veda avinasam nityam. So you will be if you perform violence in that way, then you will be committed, you will be committing simple activity. But in this case, killing Bhishma, Drona and all these soldiers is not going to be a sinful activity for you, because I am instructing you to do. Katham sa purusha Partha. Oh Partha, you have to understand, you are coming from Prutha. So Kunti Maharani, great dynasty, you should know this. So you are operating, you are following the Shastra and Sadhu and Guru, you are following my order. So you can cause, soul cannot kill anything. So it is only the three modes of material nature which is causing the body to change. If somebody criticizes, somebody chastises, somebody spits on you, whatever is happening, it's only because of three modes of material nature. Even somebody to get married, somebody is being born with certain defects. However, he is born, what color, everything. Nothing is by chance in this world. Everything is happening by the divine intervention. Karmana dayanatena jantor deho bhavati. Everything. There is nothing, not a single thing is happening by chance. Everything is happening because of karma is intricate. So that's why it is mentioned that way. Purusha prakriti stoi munte prakriti jair gunam karanam guna sangasya. Because why the living and somebody is even is somebody is enjoying, somebody is suffering, even though somebody is working very hard but is hardly meeting his ends, hardly he could eat, he could sleep. Somebody is not working at all but he is greatly so enjoying. It's because of previous credit, previous pious credit he is enjoying. Previously he was not, doesn't have, he used up all the credits in previous life, then he has to suffer. He is not able to even have the basic needs. So that's what Krishna is stressing. But the next verse is important. The 22nd verse is important. Vasamsi jirnani yatha vihaya navani grunati naroparani tata sarirani vihaya jirnani anyan samyati navani dehi. So here Krishna is talking about the changing of the dress. Vasamsi jirnani means garments. Is using the example of garments so that we can understand easily. One is the change of dress. Just like if you go to tailor, we all been to tailor nowadays. Now everything is stitched, ready made. Everything is ready made. Everything has to be done quick. Quick, everything is ready. Robots has to do, and we don't want to. Even somebody puts in the mouth, then we'll ready to do that. That's how modernization is going in that way. So, but in previously we used to go to tailor. That means he used to take measurements. Prabhupada Shastra explains that if you are going to tailor, he is taking measurements of a body. So because the coat and shirt and pant has the legs, the hands, the same as body, because the body, the gross body has it. That's why he's making the coat, shirt, pant, everything according to our body. Then, in the same way, the spiritual body has eyes, legs, hands. It is not nirakar. It is not impersonal. When the Shastra says that the Supreme Lord, Super Soul is Nirakar, means he doesn't have material qualities. Nirakar means it is not that he is formless. It is only he doesn't have any material qualities. He doesn't have a material form. He doesn't have a material senses. He doesn't have a material mind. He doesn't have a material intelligence. Everything about him is spiritual. Every part of his body. Angani yasya sakalendriya vrittimanti pasyanti panti kalayanti charam jaganti govindamadi purusham tamam bhaja. Every part of his body is spiritual. He can do anything with any part of his body. It is not like us. Hands, only hands job it can do for us. But Lord, he can do with hands, he can do anything. With his eyes, he can eat. With his eyes, he can do anything. But we can't do that. So that's why Lord's is body is spiritual. So that's it. Here the example, the Taylor example is basically the spiritual body has the eyes, legs, because God has a form, he is super soul, we are soul. Because super soul has it, we have it. Super soul has eyes, legs, and everything, hands. That's why we have it. We are made after God. So that is since the soul has the body, the eyes and everything, the gross body also has the eyes, the hand, the legs, all these things are there. But it is accepting this temporary because we want to enjoy separately from the Lord. So that is the first example. Again, if you go to the tailor shop or any shop, cloth shop, how much you pay accordingly, you get cheaper quality or better quality or best quality. It's depending on how much you pay. Accordingly, depending on what kind of bias credit we have, if we have a lot of good credits, then we might be born in a rich family, Kshatriya, Brahmana, Vaishya family, and we may be looking beautiful and height and handsome and everything, opulence, bank balance, everything will be there. Everything will be so much filled with everything. Nothing will be depleted. So because it's because of pious credits, it is a mode of goodness activities he has performed in the previous life. So that's why Shastra explains that then in MIT, Prabhupada is giving class 66 or 67. This was conversation. The student was asking, the soul will continue like right now. Now we have dog body, animal body. Then what will happen to that soul? Next life we will have new soul. Prabhupada explained, no. Soul is just going through the evolution. As you know already, your Darwin theory or whatever theories you have, you also know some evolution. So same thing Shastra explains much concretely, confidently that Jalaja Navalakshana, Stavara Lakshana, from all the way from aquatic. As soon as Lord Mahavishnu is glancing in and breathing out, universe are coming out, and within universe he is again expanding himself and staying because without him, universe cannot exist, universe cannot float, and all these elements cannot work by itself. It needs the energetic, the source. So that's why he's entering as Garbhodaka Vishnu. He's filling half of the water. That's why the first type of living entity is starting with aquatics because he fills the universe with half of it is water. Even our body has a lot of water. But still, that's why every day we are supposed to take 2 liters of water. Water is very much required for the body. Otherwise, it's not good. So, and then that's how the aquatics is the first one. Then gradually the insects, the trees, the plant, the birds, various types of birds, various types of animals, then various types of beasts, then the human beings. In this way, there are 9 categories of living entities, species of life, and each one has a certain number. So, the soul is going through gradual evolution, not elevation, evolution. So the same dog or same aquatic can come to the human being after so many lifetimes. Like the aquatic gives up the shark or whatever. Again, within each category has 3 modes. If you look at trees with fruits and flowers as mode of goodness. Trees with only flowers are only fruit, passion. Trees with nothing, it's like in desert, the cactus or whatever. Then it is a mode of passion, mode of ignorance. So like each and every species of life, there is modes also. Three modes is working even within that particular category, even though it may be lower. And there are different coaches also, and different ways Krishna explained throughout Bhagavad Gita. Some are only at low intelligence. That's why in this verse, one word is used, Nara. Lord is stressing, Vasamsi jirna yata vihaya yata sarirani, yata sarirani, naroparani, Nara. This is specifically for human being. For all other living entities, they don't have intelligence. They can't use because they are an Annamaya kosha. Then there is a Pranamaya kosha. Then there is a Manomaya kosha. Then there is a Jnanamaya kosha. Then there is a Vijnanamaya kosha. Then there is Anandamaya kosha. In the yoga platform, they describe the koshas from all the way from our navel to all the way to top. There are different koshas, six koshas. So those who are in the lower species of life, they can only know, they only have intelligence how to eat, how to maintain themselves. They don't have higher intelligence. But the human being has the highest intelligence. He can come all the way to Vijnana Kosa, realized, revealed knowledge. He can understand who he is, what is his relationship with, and how what this material world is. Everything he can understand. So he can come to that point if he wants to use his free will. So that's why here Lord Krishna is explaining that. That's why he's explaining to Arjuna, you are human being. You should use your discrimination. You should understand this transcendental knowledge by this example of the dress. As the old garments are thrown out, worn out, old garment, then you are taking a new garment. Same way, because his claim is, hey, Bhishma Drona, and if I kill, then we are incurring sinful activity. Who's killing? Even whoever is killing, but still you are incurring sinful activity. Is it? If we say that you are changing your old dress and wearing new dress, in that is there a sinful activity? No, there is nothing. So then same way, Bhishma Drona, they are becoming old, they will get a new divine body. So it is just they are changing the body. So the soul is changing the body. Soul is eternal, soul is indestructible. It is changing the body. If one becomes perfected, then he will attain the spiritual world. So the desire has to be transformed. The desire has to be in connection with Krishna. Iha asya harer dasye karmana manasagira jivan mukta sauchyate. So how one can liberate himself? If he generally performs ordinary pious credits in goodness, then he will go to the higher planets. He may become a demigod, he may become Indra, he may become Brahma. Depends. 100 lifetimes, if he performs activities according to Shastra, according to Sadhu, Shastra and Guru, then he will, 100 lifetimes, then he will become Brahma. The post will be given to him. So, Vurdham Gacchanta Satvasta, that is higher planets. If he perform passion activities in his life, then he will again enter the earthly planet, again human being, Madhya Gattandra. If he performs sinful activities using his free will, then Jaganna Gunavata Adho then he has to go to lower planet, not even earthly planet, further below. That means more and more sun is not there. Sun is there for the whole, only one sun. But sun will get its rays is only gone from Brahmaloka to earthly planet. Below planet, sun doesn't go. The lighting is coming from their, jewels, the diamonds, and from the snakes. So all that, downward planet, Atala, Vitala, Tala, Tala, Rasatala, Mahitala, Patala. These are the lower planets. More and more bodies gross. Like our body has a gross body, covered with subtle body, covered further. The soul is covered over subtle body. Subtle body is covered with gross body. Three bodies are there. As Krishna has explained different ways. Like just like in one easy, simple thing to know is we all have cars. You look at the tire. Generally, you have a rim. Over the rim, you have a tube. Over the tube, you have a tire. Generally, if you have a problem with the tire, then some nail or some sharp thing sticks into the tire. If it is not too sharp, then you may that just problem with that particular tire. You may put a patch, or you don't need to do anything. But if it goes further, little bit deeper, then you have to go to the shop and get it fixed. They will put a patch depending on where it happened at the edge or how deep it is, and then whether sometimes you have to replace the whole tire. If it happens big and if it happens at the edge, which they can't use the same tire. So that means that is gross body. The subtle body is the tube inside. So tube can replace. The effect, the degree of that particular nail and sharp, to that degree effect is goes to the Not only the tire, gross body, subtle body. Same way, the degree the pain is coming, the how much absorbed we are in particular situation, particular accident, whatever the case may be, emotions, whatever, the health problem, family problem, whatever the situation is, depending on how much we are deeply attached and absorbed with those things, and what kind of knowledge we are equipped with, that is those goes hand in hand. Then to that degree, it goes inside through subtle body, and soul is getting affected. Generally, soul is independent. Soul is not connected with the gross body, neither subtle body. Asangoyam Purusha. Soul is completely individual. It is Sat Chit Ananda, is full of eternality, full of knowledge, full of this. It is not contaminated. But because we are absorbed, want to enjoy separately from the Lord immediately. We are in the material world, and immediately the gross body, subtle body is given. We are covered with gross body, subtle body. So that's why here Krishna is giving that child example that the dress is changing, same way this body is changing. So you should not be lamenting, you should not be worried, you should not be absorbed. So, and you, depending on how much you pay, what kind of pious credit, then you will get that kind of body. So is it mean that American body, that means you are guaranteed, anybody can give guarantee in this world that you are going to have the same Indian body, American body, UK body, whatever body you have right now, you are enjoying, you think all the facilities are there, next life also you'll get? No, there is no guarantee. But if you perform devotion service, then there is a guarantee. Krishna is giving the guarantee. No one else is giving guarantee. Where Krishna is telling in Bhagavad, in Brahma Samhita to Lord Brahma is confirming that. यस्तु इंद्र गोपम मतवेन्द्र अहोस्व कर्म बंधान रूपम फलवाजन मातनोति कर्माणि निर्दहति किंचित भक्ति भाजम गोविंदमादि पुरुषम तमं भजा. Atavesra Ahoswakarma means S to Indragopa. Indragopa is the smallest teeny insect, the smallest insect in the whole universe. That is the smallest. From that particular species of life to all the way to Indra. S to Indragopam. Atavesra Ahoswakarma, Swakarma, our own karma activities, karmic reactions. No one can go beyond it. They don't have a control. Means you can't you can't nullify it. You can't avoid the reaction. It is not in our jurisdiction. It would be even demigods also. They have no jurisdiction, like Indra. Indra had to suffer many times, not one time. Consequences are there. For demigods also, they are not above. That's why they are demigods. They are not called gods. They are demigods. They are higher, empowered living entities. Uh, that position is given, but they are still jivas. So that Krishna is telling here, yeah. As to Indra Gopam, Atavestra Ahoswa Karma, Bandhanu Rupam. Bandha means bondage is there. Why bondage is coming? It's all because of ignorance only. No enlightened knowledge is not, we are not enlightened with knowledge. Even the demigods also. If they are enlightened fully, then they will not even have demigod position. They will go to the higher planets. They not higher planets. They will go to the spiritual world. They will not be even taking any of the roles here in this material world. The Lord Rishabhadeva is telling that to his sons, 100 sons. Parabhavastavad abodhajata. It is only because of ignorance. You are getting defeated left and right. Every life you are getting defeated. Only because of ignorance. Parabhavastavad abodhajata. Then what you have to do? Yavanna jignas atma tattvam. Because you are not inquiring about the self-realization. You are not inquiring about the actually what is causing the suffering. Where things are going wrong. What is self-realization? What is the soul? What is my actual position is? What I'm supposed to do, what I'm not supposed to do. Just like Parikshit Maharaj is asking Sukadeva Goswami. When he's about to die in 7 days, first question he's asking to Sukadeva Goswami. What I should do, but also tell me what I should not do. Then Sukadeva Goswami tells that, yes, you must do, chant, hear, remember. Tasmat Bharat Sarvatma Bhagavan Isro Srotavyasya Kirtitavyasya Smartavyasya Ichita. If you want to become fearless, right now you are fearful because you are going to die. Minute, even not knowingly itself, that is everybody is afraid. Theoretically, we may say, no, I am not afraid. But everybody is afraid. Unless on the pure devotional platform, that's a different story. A spiritual master, they're not afraid, just like Prabhupada has gone through. I give two examples. The car accident, he was in the flight. He was not at all. There is no change in his expressions itself. He can't hide the expressions, emotions when you are going through so much distress. No change in him. You can understand how much is fully confident, like Prahlad Maharaj is confident because he knows that Supreme Lord is everywhere. He is there within me. If he is not going to protect me, then who can protect? No one else. Why to worry? That means I have that 100% faith, 100% surrender. Obviously, they are also Nitya Siddhas. They are not Nitya Baddhas. So that's why for them, there is no conditioning, there is no bondage, there is fully enlightened. Every pore of his skin, the knowledge is oozing out, transcendental knowledge. So they never forget, not even for a minute, that they are the spirit souls. They belong to Krishna. They never forget that. Paravavastava dabodaja avanna jignas atmata karmatmakam sarira bandha. It is like a colored activity. Sometimes we have a human body, sometimes a dog, cat, fish, or maybe human body, but higher, maybe demigod, maybe uh, Indra, Chandra, or Kinnara, Kimpurusha, one of these, higher or lower. But either way, it is because of colored with fruitive activity again and again. So we are being defeated by the external energy. We are constantly associating with external energy and enjoying external energy, thinking that this is all in all. This is the end of it. So that's what Krishna is telling in this verse that don't accept this. Don't think that this change, I can keep on going with it, but come to the permanent solution. Stop this change when you understand that your real position. What is your real position? So that means one must engage in devotion service, as Sukadeva Goswami telling Parikshit Maharaj that you should have to chant Srotavyasya, Kirtitavyasya, Smartavyasya, then you will become free from the fear. No more fear at that point. Once you perfect the practice. And what you should not do is you should not go be blind. Like Dhritarashtra is blind, he couldn't realize what's going to happen. And, even despite instructing, he's not foreseeing. Even though he has seen that many people are being killed, forefathers, grandfathers, but still he's not seeing. Mm, or people are interested in hearing so many things, but not interested in any self-realization. Apasyatam atmatattvam gruheshu gruhamedina. That's what Parikshit Maharaj been told. That you're not seeing the future actually, and not realizing at the end what's going to happen. Apasyata means not able to see atmatattvam gruheshu gruhamedina. You're simply engaged in day-to-day routine activities, just maintaining your life. So the same thing Prahlad Maharaj instructing to his demoniac schoolmates, not even ordinary people, demoniac schoolmates. He's so compassionate. Within his school, he was only 5 years old. He's telling that you must utilize now, 5 years old. Don't think that I have 60 years. Then he gives example also. Na iteta purusha kushala kshemaya bhavamasrita mukunda charanam bhojam. You must take shelter of the Lord Mukunda. Why? When you're young, when you're baby, up to 10 years, you lost all 10 years wasted. You don't know what just you'll play in childish activity. You'll play. Up to 20 years like that. As a baby, you'll not know. When you grow up also, you'll be playing in sports and other activities. Then you'll finish 20 years is finished. Jaraya grasta dehasya. And then the 12, those who are too much attached to sleeping, 10 to 12 hours is gone. There you got half of the life, like 100 years, 50 years gone in the sleep, 20 years gone in the childhood and babyhood, so 70 years. Out of 30 years, here's further example that Jaraya Grasta Dehasya, 20 years in the old age, disease, the last. Only left is 10 years. If you are not smart enough, you are not intelligent enough, you are not able to see what's happening, what is being keep changing, it is because Lord is giving the body. It is like instrument. This body is like instrument. Isra sarvabhutanam hriddeshorjana tishtati brahmayate sarvabhutan yantra rodani maya yantra. It is like a machine. Machine like our machines. It could be computer. It could be our car engine. It could be any instrument you take. It is like instrument. If a part is gone, you replace that part. Sometimes bulb is gone. Sometimes the part is gone. Sometimes the tire is gone. You replace it. Same way, this is also the soul is covered with gross body, subtle body. The pains and pleasures are keep coming because we are accepting. So, uh, what is that? Satsanga chadile asat vilas te lagi te karana karmabandha fans. Minute we give up the sat reality and accept the impermanent thing as reality, then immediately we are in the immediately attached to the bondage. Means immediately reactions are there. As soon as any activity which is not in permanent eternal activity, then bondage is there. Positive or negative, both. Pious, impious, both. It is not that pious somebody will perform pious, somebody will perform impious. Five pious credits, five impious credits, then I will not come back, I will go to spiritual world. No, that's not the case. For both the cases, you have to come back. You will enjoy 5 times, you will suffer 5 times. Again, you will continue in this world. You can't come to the spiritual, go to the spiritual world unless you we realize the actual engage in devotional activity. The Lord Krishna himself is telling throughout Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. Chaitanya Charitamrita also, Sanatana Goswami has been instructed by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that none of your other process will not work if you don't have bhakti in it. Karma, Gnana, Yoga, none of these processes will work independently unless you add bhakti in it. Then only it has its result. And then he gives example of Bilomangal Thakur that bhakti sthiratarat vayi bhagavan syad daivena falate divya kishore murti. If one is worshipping, even if he doesn't perform, there is no jnana, he doesn't, he is illiterate. But still, but for karma, jnana, yoga, he needs knowledge, transcendental knowledge. But for bhakti, he doesn't even need any knowledge. Without knowledge also he can perfect. Because he is engaging in the service. He is using Bilamangal Thakur, there is one Brahmana, Srirangam. He is illiterate, he doesn't even know how to read. But his guru told, you read Bhagavad Gita. He used to read whatever he knows. He tried to read every day. But he keep crying. He's getting tears. He's getting the mercy of the Lord because he's following Guru. So one may be literate, but if he following Sadhu Shastra, Guru is deep attachment to the Lord, understanding the real essence of life, then he's getting the perfection. So that's why Shastra is instructing that the bhakti, real bhakti, doesn't need actually even knowledge. So because one who is spontaneously attached to Krishna, spontaneously attached to his real identity of in relation with Krishna. Jivera Swarupa Nityara Krishnadas, eternal, that is our eternal identity. So that throughout this, and that's why this verse Krishna is telling that as you change the dress, worn out, wearing new dress, costly dress or cheaper dress, whatever we are wearing, expensive body, that means king body or whatever, different bodies we are getting. But this is still temporary. We have to get the permanent spiritual body. So that means we have to engage in Mukunda Charanam Bhojam. That's what he's telling. Don't waste time in unwanted activities, rather utilize carefully. One must utilize carefully. So that's what Krishna is telling Arjuna that don't lament, don't worry that Bhishma, Drona, you are going to incur sinful activity. No, they are just going to change the bodies as you are changing the old dress and wearing new dress. Same way, Bhishma and Drona are getting the new bodies, divine body. They are going to get Bhishma and Drona. So then, what is your worry? You don't need to worry at all of sinful activity. Just fight because I am telling you to fight. In this way, Krishna is instructing here. Arjuna confidently is telling further. So that's why one must utilize this. So human life to engage in devotional activities. Parikshit Maharaj is being told again that here don't try to hear so many material music and material activities, material news, because it's not going to help in the long run. And that is the first thing he tells. Before even telling here, chant, remember, first thing he tells that only. Srota Vyadini Rajendra Nunam Santi Sastra Apasyatam Atmatattvam. Everybody is interested in hearing hundreds of topics about the news, the politics, and the music, and so many things. But most of the times they are not interested in anything of transcendence of the. They are not interested in understanding who he really is. Is it the body? Is it the subtle body? Is the spirit soul? They are not interested. But you better not do that. Don't follow the same everybody because all 99.9% people are doing that. I will also follow in the same pattern. Now that is going to defeat actually your actual purpose of your own life. So you better not waste your time Rather engage in this chanting, hearing, remembering. So you become smart. But ततो यतेत कुशल क्षेमाय भवमास शरीरम पुरुषम यावन na vipadyeta pushkalam. As long as your body is stout and strong, because when you're old, what can you do? You can't do anything. Neither you can. If, that's why you have to do it now. When we are at least up to 40, 45, 50, maybe. You go beyond 50, something or the other problem is the body will not support. At that time, it's too difficult. If you haven't chanted properly till that time, it becomes so difficult to chant, and then you can't get taste, and then then at the end it will be so much suffering, lamentation, and then when we give up the body, again we have to take another body. So that's why time we have to utilize very careful. That's why Prahlad Maharaj instructing to the Devanyas Scrimet that. So as long as we have stout body, Sariram Purusham Yavat, na Vipadyeta Pushkalam. When the body is stout and strong, you better use Kshemaya Bhavama Asrita. Take shelter of Mukunda Charanam Bhojam. Take shelter of the Lord and then engage in his service. Then automatically you will be able to attain spirits. That's the same thing Krishna, so Prabhupada is telling this MIT student, is asking. Yes, just like in Christian theology, also you have resurrection. Same way, the soul is going through different bodies. It is not that soul has created now and it's going to end. No, soul is eternally was there. Okay, then what happened? What about this universe? That's why Prabhupada is quoting, or Krishna is mentioning here, Anor Aniyan Mahato Mahiyan. Like we are small body, we are gross body, subtle body is covered, but we are still minute. Soul is so minute, we can't even see with microscope either. But the Lord is universal form. Like we have form, you can see. In one sense, for those who are too much absorbed in the material aspect, for them, the meditation is being told by Parikshit Maharaj, to Parikshit Maharaj by Sukadeva Goswami in Canto 2, chapter, I think it's chapter 1 only, yeah, chapter 1. This is too much grossly engaged in the bodily absorption. For them, the meditation is given that meditate on the universal form of the Lord. The mountains are the veins of the body of the Lord, the eyes, everything is explained in comparison of the Lord's body. This universal, because this whole universe is Lord's body. Lord expanded it in a gigantic form. Everywhere is hands, legs, everything is there. This is the universal form of the Lord. Mahato Mahiya. But our form is too so teeny. But super soul is also there. Then in the purport you will see that example that there are two birds. One is watching bird, one is eating bird. So Jiva, conditioned soul, is eating bird. He is trying to enjoy the fruits of his work. That is eating bird. But the watching bird is Lord Krishna, Paramatma, super soul. That's the Mahato Mahiyan. So he is watching, but he is only guiding if he wants. If he doesn't want guidance, the Lord is not guiding because his free will is there. He cannot force. He cannot force. That's why the sadhu, shastra, guru will never force. It is only suggestion, it is only instruction, it is only to induce. Only Lord Krishna tried to induce him, inspire him. That's all he could do. He cannot force. Because force means you will do today as a matter of duty. Because in the office we do it because somebody is paying. That's why we do it. But in devotion service, it's not like that. Individually, someone has to make his own choice, conscious choice, what he wants to do. When really living and he wants by himself, he becomes fully conviction is there, full faith is there, then he will take up devotion service. Until that point, Lord will keep guiding. We even atheist, then he asks question, oh, what will happen to the atheist? No, even theist or atheist, the soul is always taking different bodies until he realizes himself what is his position. Till that point, even if he doesn't believe, also the change is there. Soul has to go through this change of bodies from one body to another body as you are changing the old dust and wearing new dust. So the resurrection is there. So in that way, but we have to concentrate on our original position. That's what Prabhupada explained. The students could understand, these MIT students. This is 1960s. So such an important topic, but lately nowadays I don't know how much this transcendental knowledge has been described everywhere. But anyway, so Isra Sarvabhutanam Nirdeshotin Brahma Sarvabhutani Yantrarudhani Maya. It is like instrument. So the instrument is being given, various instruments, various bodies are given for us to enjoy. Sometimes we are taking a male body, sometimes we are taking a female body, different bodies we are giving, we are getting, but it is constantly changing. So we have to realize that fact. Otherwise, the absorption, It is Shastra is explaining that male is attached too much to the female, then the next life male will become female and female will become male. So that's what will happen. So depending on what absorption, what thoughts are there at the end of life, then that kind of body will get in the next life. So it's all to do with absorption. That's why it is Bayam Ditiya Abhiniveshita. Abhiniveshita means absorption. So that absorption has to be diverted. That's why Rupa Goswami saying, Yaha asya harer dasye. More and more we have to use or utilize our body. Karmana manasa gira. Everywhere Shastra is telling this only. Wherever you go. That even the Lord Brahma's verse also in the 10th canto, 14th chapter, verse number 8 or something. Jane prayasam tapasya namantayeva. One must be in the association of devotees here, but utilize sthane stuti gatam tanu van manovir. There also same thing is. Because when you are too much absorbed, if you don't engage, the body is not pure, body is not feeling the bliss. If you utilize only hearing, you don't engage in the practical service because anyway we are chanting, telling that, oh, internal energy of the Lord, oh, Almighty Lord, all attractive Lord, please engage me in your service. Anyway, we are requesting, we are asking that when we are chanting. So he had that question also. The student is asking, if you teach this, your mantra will work or what? He said, yes. Even if he doesn't believe, mechanically chants, it still works because mantra has the power. The fire, even if somebody puts finger, he doesn't know what fire will do, it will burn. Say this mantra, the holy name, but the transformation effect and result will be different. Because if one has a faith, one who doesn't have faith, the result will be different. It will work, but to the degree, what level the transformation happens, it is how much he is conscious about, how much he has faith. The faith is important point. In the 9th chapter also, Krishna is stressing that point. Ashrabda dhana purusha dharmasyasya aprapya mam navartantim mrityu samsara vartaman. One who doesn't have faith in understanding about me, understanding of what knowledge I am instructing, giving, then he can never understand Bhagavad Gita, and not only that, he will have to take birth, death, old age disease again and again. Mutyu samsara vartan, he will go through the repeated cycles because he doesn't have faith. So even though he may read, he may recite verses, but if he doesn't have faith in that I am the Supreme Lord, I am instructing the greatest transcendental knowledge to revive his lost relationship, to revive his gross body, subtle body, and attain completely spiritual body. No more material anxiety, no material distress, no material bondage. So that's why the faith is very important. That faith will come only when you hear in the association of devotees. You may read at home, you may hear at home, but always we should take the association of devotees and hear. So, Sushrusho Shabdadhanasya Vasudev Kataruchi, Syan Vasudev Kataruchi, when will you develop? Only when you hear among the association of devotees. This has been called out pretty much by everyone, always, because Shastra is telling, Canto 1, Srimad Bhagavatam, Chapter 2, Divinity and Divine Service, Sota Goswami is explained to Sanukanda the Rishis that this is what you are supposed to do. How do you attain the topmost, the eternal, highest benefit? This is the way. And otherwise, it's another. Through this verse, also Krishna is telling that this change of dress, keep changing the dress, getting new dress. I don't want this dress, I like that dress. You keep changing this, using this instrument. It is anartha. Then how do you come out of this anartha? This unwanted, this habit. Sometimes we have our children. Sometimes your parents also has, because parents has that mindset that these many shoes are not enough. We'll get more dresses, more shoes, more cars, more homes. One is not enough. We'll go on more and more. This is no end to it. So that is another, because where is the end? There is no satisfaction. You'll give more anxiety. More things means more anxiety, more maintenance, more you have to keep it carefully. More work is required. But that we don't realize much later. When you sell the home, then only you'll realize how much work is there you have to do. Clean up. So what we have accumulated, we will not even realize. It is like that. What we are accumulating in the body, gross body, subtle body, what is there. So that is another. Then Sukadeva Goswami is telling, Anartha Upasamam Sakshat. How do you come out? Yato Bhakti Radokshase. Lokasya Janato Vidam Chakre Sato Samhitam. They must take, if they want to come out of this Anartha business, then they must take shelter of Srimad Bhagavatam. Anartha Upasamam Sakshat. This medicine is Bhakti Yogam Adokshase. To Lord Adokshaya, Lord Vishnu, they must perform bhakti, bhakti yoga madhokshada, lokasya ajanato vidwan, but most of the people doesn't know this. Ajanato vidwan, Chikre Satvata, this Bhagavatam is called Satvata Samhita. This is the purest, the topmost transcendental literature. So one simply taking shelter of Srimad Bhagavatam and that is book Bhagavatam, but also the person Bhagavatam. Sadhu, the spiritual master, your devotee, they are called book, person Bhagavatam. So both are required. The association of devotees means it is through person Bhagavata, then we are trying to understand book Bhagavata. Because there's always the, just like your child, as soon as we see the child shoe, oh, we get memories of, how the babies, boy or girl, used to play with, and immediately we remember, we go back to our previous, years. It is like that, that attachment, because faith comes with a person. Faith doesn't come so easily from Shastra, and we know that deity form, Archa Vigraha, we go to temple, but that faith is not there. Otherwise, when we are chanting, you can directly feel that you are touching the lotus feet of the Lord. You can see the Lord's form, you can see the past tense, but that is not happening because that faith is not 100% is there. That's why Krishna has to tell in chapter 4 that Janma Karma Chame Divyam Yovam Yo Vetti Tattva Tyaktva. Only when you understand my birth, my activities, my pastime, then when you give up this body, you'll come to me. When you understand the tattva, the truth about me in all these four areas. So that's it. The faith, 100% faith is not there. We know we have some faith, but the faith on Guru, faith on a person is easy. Just like a family member. It's we are very connected, deeply connected. So faith is easy. Same way when we are faith in a person, so that comes, faith comes from the sadhu. Faith comes from the spiritual master. So more easily, more quickly than anywhere else. So that's why that's why Shastra is recommending repeatedly that be in the association, like Swayam Bhagavan Keshav Maharaj also said, for most of the devotees told that be in the association here and do some service, because this is what Shastra is repeatedly told. Because otherwise, one day we do, one day we will not do. But if you are in the consistent practice of those devotees, then you will do consistently. And you get more inspiration. Just like you go to work also, if you have a good friendship, then you'll enjoy that work. You'll keep associating with those people, and then you'll have fun. You'll have good time. Your work is also done. Otherwise, it becomes monotonous. It will become boring. So, like that, same way in spiritual life also, you need inspiration. That means you have to be inspired by someone who is already elevated than us, already fully into this Krishna consciousness. So that's why we need that support. Always we need moral support. In family also we need support. In friendship, that's why we need friends. That's why we need family. That's why we need community. Because gross body, subtle body needs moral support. The soul needs emotional support. So, so that's why we also have the spiritual support. Also we need that comes from the sangha, sadhu sangha especially. Those are too deeply attached to the so Prabhupada, the Acharya Parampara. So then we'll be fully ingrained ourselves into these principles of Krishna consciousness, what Krishna is telling through this particular verse. It's easy to understand this verse, but it's difficult to practice it, to lay it out throughout our gross senses, subtle body, and this especially to inject into the soul. It's a lot of practice is required. We'll stop here. Let's see if anyone has questions, reflections, comments. Go ahead. Anyone has any questions? Let's see if there is a comment. No questions. Everybody understood it.
Prabhuji,
Yes.
I mean, this is not related with what the discussion we had. Can I take it? Can I give? Can I call? Can I ask here, or is it you want me to take it offline?
Yeah.
Pardon me?
Trying to ask, you couldn't unmute yourself. Yeah, go ahead. But you can ask.
Can I go ahead? Can I go ahead? Today, being like in sometimes in Amavasya, like, is it okay for us to over here? Like we can call the priest, and we are not able to do the thing every month. So in such cases, can we do the Annadanam? Okay, can we give off some rice or something to the priest? Is it something we can do here?
Yeah. So I don't know about in other temples there are some restrictions. So the best thing is to for us and for our grandparents, parents, forefathers is to donate charity, as well as donate in the sense that in terms of the grocery, the rice, atta, those things, or the
Mm,
even the money can be given to the pujari, or you can put in donation box for the temple services. That is the best way on their name. Whoever you want to give it, father's name, grandfather's name, mother's name, whoever personality you're thinking you're attached
mm,
to offer benefits on their name. You can put the
mm,
whole day. We have assigned one pujari. So he's doing almost pretty much a whole day from morning. Someone or the other keep coming. They're
mm.
giving the grocery and they're offering. He's doing puja on their name and their gotra, and then result they will get benefited. At least they will come out from their unwanted bodies, or if they are suffering, especially from the hellish planets, then they will be relieved pretty quickly, immediately rather, and attain normal bodies in particular some planet, some universe. So at least that,
Okay, so we
that
have
is the,
we have that thing in the
yeah,
in our. Okay,
that's
thank you, Prabhuji. Yeah.
today is the last day of that. In general you can do any time, regularly also you
Mm,
can do. But Pitru Paksha is very prominent in that way that it is done.
yeah.
But again, we have that 1 year, like 1 year anniversary Shraddha ceremonies, Samvatsarika or whatever we call. So that is also there. That is any time. It is not just specific to Pitru Paksha, but there is in a year there is a period specifically for that Shraddha ceremonies, uh, offering it to the forefathers. Uh,
Mm,
so that is this period. Today is the last day. Tomorrow onward, Navratri is starting. First day of Navratri is starting tomorrow. And it is
mm,
explained that it's not, uh, in some place it is mentioned that it's so dangerous. The accidents, more accidents happen. Yamaraj is ready to catch the souls. This is the time. This Pitru Paksha time is not so good in one sense also. So we have to be alert and careful.
yeah, because today is yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Anyone else?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandat Pranam Guru Prabhupada.
Yes, go ahead.
Tomorrow is Navratri, as you said that in our family, like my mother-in-law is very like uh, you know a highly devotee of Durga,
Yeah.
and she like has like asked us to do a couple of things which is very ritualistic.
Yeah.
The way we do K3 and all that stuff. Um, so how should we do? And our prayer should be to Ma Durga is to like clear our path for the obstacles and show us the path of bhakti. And I heard that before, but as we are doing this all rituals, like can we continue doing all these things? But they're very intense. I know that because of we do for 9 days. We do we read the katha, the whole book, and all that stuff.
Yeah. Understood. Understood your question. In general, that is there. Navaratri means 9 days of the worship of Mother Durga in different forms. But we always follow our Sampradaya Acharya's instruction. Lord Brahma is giving that the position of Durga, and the gopis are showing. In Vrindavan, they are worshipping Mother Katyayani to get Krishna. That is there. They are not worshipping for any other benefit. So that is all right in that way. So we should chant this particular verse, which is given in Brahma Samhita about Durga. सृष्टि स्मृति प्रलय साधन शक्ति चाएव यस्य भुवनानि विवर्ति दुर्गा तदिच्छानुरूपम यस्य चेस्तते स गोविंदमादि पुरुषं तमहं भजामि. This is the verse we can chant. She is like a shadow. Srishti Sruti Pralaya Sadhana Shakti. She has the power to create, maintain, destroy. Because it is, in one sense, it is happening through them. Lord Vishnu is only delegated that power of creation, maintenance, destruction. Because Lord Shiva is coming into picture. Lord Vishnu glances, sends that glance, There's a verse in Brahma Samhita. Mayaya Ramanasana Yogastayasa Takta Kalam Susrudraksha is sending the time factor. Through his glance, Lord Vishnu is sending the time factor. Then that time factor, that glance is transformed and goes to from Lord Vishnu and Ramadevi, Lord Vishnu's consort, goes to Lord Shiva and Durga. And then they takes care of at that point the creation. It is like the milk transformed into yogurt. Unless you add the culture, it won't become yogurt. So milk is Lord Vishnu, then yogurt is Lord Shiva. The culture, then there means there is a tinge of modes. It is not a mode of it is not a Visuddha Sattva, it is not pure goodness. Material nature means material world means there is a mixture of modes. There is contamination, bondage is there. So that's when that's why Lord Vishnu delegated that power in terms of creation, maintenance, destruction. Pretty much Lord Shiva and Durga Devi is carrying that. So that's why it is mentioned. Srushti, Sruti, Pralaya, Sadhana, Shakti, Eka. But she is borrowing that power from Lord Vishnu. Chayeva, it is like shadow. Shadow cannot work independently. Shadow is always, if somebody is walking, accordingly, shadow will go. Same way, she is also like shadow. She doesn't do independently. So, Chayevasya Bhuvanani Bhuvarti Durga. To that personality who is always following Lord Vishnu, is master. Like if you go to Jagannath Puri, the first offering goes to Vimala Devi after Lord Jagannath takes prasad, Bhoga, then it becomes prasad. That prasad, Lord Jagannath prasad, goes to Vimala Devi, Durga Devi. Because Lord Shiva waited 12 years and Narada Muni brings that Narayan prasad and he gives to Lord Shiva. He eats completely and then he started dancing, Tandav Nritya, almost annihilation time. Then Mother Parvati comes and Durga Devi comes and asks, "Hey, where is my share? He ate everything. Then how is it is not good? I am your half body. You are supposed to share with me." Then she started performing severe tapasya. Then Lord Vishnu comes, don't worry. So I will not only you, but everyone can get. So that's how Lord Jagannath appears. That is one reason why Lord Jagannath appears in Jagannath Puri. His Mahaprasad never gets contaminated. Even dog is eating, he can eat from the other. So Lord Jagannath Mahaprasad is in that way. It is auspicious, famous. You can eat even when you didn't even brush your teeth. Whatever condition, you can just put in the mouth. If it's Ekadasi, you touch your head and take it next day. But any other day, you can eat at any time. It doesn't matter. And clean state doesn't matter. Nothing matters. Jagannath Mahaprasad is. That's how Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taught, showed by his own example, as Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya himself had to take before even brushing the teeth. He was a great Vedanta scholar. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, as soon as Prasadam came, immediately he took. He didn't even brush his teeth. He just woke up from his bed. So, in that way, so Durga Devi is getting the first remnants because of her attachment to Lord Vishnu. So, in that sense, we offer our worship, respect to Lord Durga Devi, that please allow us to engage in pure devotion service. Uh, Remove your grips of this condition, material nature from us. Allow us to engage in pure devotion service to Guru and Krishna. So that will be our prayer. We can assist, obviously, for our grandmother or mother-in-law is doing. Let them do because uh, family members instructing is one thing because it doesn't sink in. So it has to come from somebody else. If they have to change, because for anybody, even for us to change, anybody to change their behavior, it's so difficult. It has to come through the higher realization. It has to come through somebody else. Within family, it is difficult. They instruct, it doesn't change so easily. But if somebody else, they have faith in somehow, they have somehow relation they build, then it's easy for them to change. Otherwise, it's difficult. So that's why you don't instruct, you don't ask them to change anything. Let them continue, but you can add. So since you chanted, let's chant also one time Hare Krishna Mahamantra and then we chant. Or you can give Krishna Prasad, like that you can do. But not change the what is being they have been doing last few years or however long that is. Because then that will disturb their mind. They will have a different mindset in that case. Then it will go negative in what you have to do. So that's it's better not to disrupt that. Krishna is telling, Krishna himself is telling Bhagavad Gita. Don't disrupt those who are attached to various things. Let them do, but give them Krishna Prasadam, give them book, let them read, let them join. When they realize it, then they change. But you don't disrupt. So let them do their dharma. Paradharma bhayava, swadharma anushtitat paradharma bhayava. So let them, you don't divert them. If you are pure devotee spiritual, that they will do, but it is not your job. You don't have adhikar, you don't have that power to transform them. So we are in the Kanishta or Madhyama, then we can do, but let that be done by pure devotee, but not by us.
Sure, Prabhu. Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Thank
Hare
you.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Very good.
Okay, we'll conclude. If no other questions, anyone else has questions or comments?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Go ahead.
Prabhuji, you started this class like with chapter 2, right, of Bhagavad Gita?
Correct.
So in the beginning, like how Arjuna is hesitating,
Yes.
like because he's supposed to fight against his family. Those are also family members. So what we are supposed to learn from this exactly? Do we have to implement this in our life also? Sometimes it is like it's better to stay silent, quiet, and sometimes if you speak, if you talk more, then you put yourself in trouble. There are phrases like that, and you end up in arguments.
But, yeah, that's correct. The instruction we have to change is this is for us internalizing our own consciousness. Especially the first instruction is very important, the tolerating aspect. Matras prasasta konte. The change is inevitable for everybody. For our own personal change and internal development, it is not external development. These two things are prominent in this particular section. The internal development is first we develop our own internal consciousness, and any way we can help others in the family, in the society, in the community, we can try to help in a more in a polite manner, more in a soft way. So especially more giving a prasadam or a book, or telling them to come to temple, or telling them to help in whatever way, whatever they like. If they like to make garlands, if they like to make something on the festival day, sometimes we allow people to bring from their home. So those are the situations you can ask them. Then they may like to do that. So it depends on what the person is, what their characteristic is, what they like to do. Accordingly, you slowly nurture them, engage them accordingly. They'll come. Otherwise, generally, yeah, within the family, it's always that difficulty is there. It won't be taken positively. It won't be taken positively if you instruct in any way, even though it is in your out of your goodwill, out of your you really want to help them, but still it won't go positively. So it rather you don't give much instructions. You give only prasadam and books. Uh, yeah, just bringing them to temple. Those things are festivals, programs like Damodar month is coming. It's a very very prominent month. 100 times benefit. Those are the months you can tell, okay, anyway, you're offering ghee lamp, you're offering puja. Why don't you do that? Just sing these 8 verses, Damodar Ashtakam. You'll get great benefit. You tell, just only suggest. If they want to do, they will do. Or if you bring them to temple, they are already observed during that month, every day we do it, then they may like to do. By seeing that, if you instruct, they may not do it, but you can suggest. So, yeah. So that's what Bhagavad Gita instruction here is to do more so internal development, more so to tolerate the other person. So that's what it is. And the real knowledge means you have to understand the other person and accordingly guide and instruct. In this case, Arjuna is obviously surrendered fully. That's why Krishna started chastising and going deep into it. Uh, but one who has not surrendered yet, then he can't go deep. So you have to stay at level one. Um, what they can consume, what they can take it in, and to that level only we should give. So, but if it is for sadhu, then they can directly go deep into the heart. It's a heart to heart connection because his Paramatma is the one who is inspiring at that point of time. So for that particular situation, it's different. But for us, we are not at that level. We can't change their consciousness. We can't elevate their consciousness in in the general situations. So that's why it's better not to instruct, rather suggest here and there small things. So gradually that can help our strengthening our relationship. Is that
Sure, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji. Yes, I understood.
Hare Krishna?
Hare Krishna.
Okay. I'll stop here. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna, Chandra, Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Prabhupada ki jai. Dasara